I'm doing my senior project on Muay Thai, and this is my mentor, Toby TigerHeart.
All right, so let's get this interview going, all right? All right, so we're gonna do song to song. You guys just combo for combo, just really just trying to get better, trying to really become friends and get a little closer. If you guys got, Kim, if you wanna get your shirt on, Kim, maybe, Kim, if you wanna get branded up and help if anybody comes in, we're good to go. All right?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, just sign in, just, hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So here, go ahead.
All right, how would you define Muay Thai?
I would define Muay Thai, well, come here, they have a couple different ways to kind of define Muay Thai. The art of Muay Thai, the sport of Muay Thai is really, you guys got to stay in that circle and go a lot lighter. Come on, all right? So this is what Muay Thai is about. Muay Thai is about respect. I would define Muay Thai as respect. So what we're doing right here is really teaching them how to respect each other more than anything. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They're training partners. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to execute deadly and devastating techniques without hurting our training partner. So really, what is Muay Thai? Muay Thai is about respect. And if you watch these guys in the fights, they're trying to what? They're trying to earn the respect of the crowd. How do they do that? By earning the respect of their opponent. So when we're talking about Muay Thai training, what's it about? It's all about respect. Why? Because they have to respect each other. They got to be friends. Does that make sense? We got two women sitting here going, hey, I'm going to let you punch me in the face. I'm going to let you kick me in the face. Why? So we can get better at a martial art. For what? So when somebody really attacks us, we can protect ourselves. So that's really like Muay Thai as far as the techniques. It's just, come here. So it's down, come here. So that's it. So Muay Thai is about respect. But how would I define Muay Thai? Was that the question?
Yeah.
Muay Thai is defined, the art of Muay Thai is defined by the rules of engagement. What do I mean by that? Right now, they can't kick or they can't take each other down, all right? They can't bite each other. They can't leg sweep. They can't leg trip each other. So the art of Muay Thai is defined literally by the system of limitations. Every martial art this isn't a karate kick. This isn't a Muay Thai kick. Every martial art is a system of limitations because you define every martial art by what you can or cannot do. This is Muay Thai because we cannot do takedowns. We cannot do sweeps. I can't do suplexes. That makes sense? So this is the sport of Muay Thai. The way we define these martial arts is going, okay, if you're going to do boxing, you can't kick, you can't knee, you can't elbow. We've taken that away. Does that make sense? So now we're saying, all right, we're going to allow kicks, knees, punches, elbows. You got to stand there and trade. So the martial art of Muay Thai that I would use in the street isn't the same as I would use as the sport Muay Thai. Does that make sense? So you got these guys right here. These guys are sport Muay Thai. This is one of the best in the world. His name is Bukau. And you'll see the difference between really the sport Muay Thai is you're going for points, you're trying to win a game. Muay Thai for self-defense is life or death. So what I'm training these ladies for is both of them want to compete, but the point is that they're going to be that much ahead of their opponent or attacker. Does that make sense? So the art of Muay Thai is defined by literally the system of rules and what these ladies are allowed to use. That makes sense? What Muay Thai represents is respect. Why? Means respect. This is called the Y. This represents a lotus flower, which is the center of the Buddhist religion. I got it tattooed on there just to remind me, all right? The idea is the lotus flower represents coming up from the muddy waters and becoming something beautiful. Does that make sense? So what we're really doing, we do this, come here. So we do this, come over here. So we do this, come here. We do is, and you've taken my class, so you know, you've taken a lot of classes. So we do this, we go here, put our hands together, and we go right here. All right? What that is, you're presenting the lotus flower like you would to your girlfriend, your boyfriend, a friend. That makes sense? You're presenting the lotus flower in peace. What we say is, men, we say, Sawadee Ka. Men say Sawadee Ka. Okay, so the Thai language is a language of inflection. The same word means thousands of different things. That makes sense? So Sawadee Ka, Sawadee Ka, Sawadee Ka. Yeah, so the Thai language is very dynamic like that. So when you say it as a woman, Sawadee Ka. That's it right there, you got it, all right? So when I go to Thai restaurants, I always say, I open it up like that, Sawadee Ka, and you always get really good service. So if you want to get good service at a Thai restaurant, walk in and go Sawadee Ka with the right inflection. One, they'll giggle and they'll love you. Does that make sense? So that's really Muay Thai, I guess, in a nutshell, but you know, that's how we define it. We define it by respect, but Muay Thai is really defined by the art, the sport, and we define it here by respecting each other. Does that make sense? We literally bleed and sweat with each other. Does that make sense? When we talk about bleeding and sweat with each other, they're sweating, right? Are they bleeding with each other? Yes, and it's foul. And that's why it's dry. That was before you guys fought. That's old. All right, so they're bleeding together. This is what you call blood, sweat, and tears, because I guarantee they're both women. They're going to cry eventually. All right, let's go. All right, cool. All right, so now, does that answer your first question?
Yeah.
All right, what other question do you have?
What makes
I started in Muay Thai. This is a good story. So I was actually flipping through the yellow pages and I was playing water polo for 2 years. I played water polo for 2 years in college. I was like, I gotta do something different. Got the phone book out, started flipping through the yellow pages. I always say if Y came before martial arts in the phone book, I'd be a yogi right now and this would be a yoga studio. It would be the same thing. Luckily for you guys, jiu-jitsu or martial arts came before yoga, and that's, I walked in wanting to do jiu-jitsu thinking this is my dream, I want to be Hoist Gracie, that's it. I saw a guy from Kenya, 6'3" black man. It looked like somebody was hosing him down. He was in the corner doing his own thing in a gym twice the size of this. I don't know what that is, but I want that. Muay Thai. And from then on, I just jumped in full on. I was in college, never been in a street fight in my life, never done that. So what I did was I just jumped in full throttle. Then went to England a year and a half after I started training. I ended up fighting for one of the biggest gyms in England called KO Kickboxing in front of 4,000 people a year and a half after I stepped on the mat and won. All right, I was definitely the underdog. That's what really got me interested in it. I was doing it for a workout. But then when I went to Thailand in 2004, that's where I was like, that's where it hit me. This is bigger than Muay Thai. When you see the Muay Thai camps there, a lot of them, they're literally almost orphanages. The kids don't know where to go, but they fight every weekend, every other weekend. So I saw those cots and I saw those kids in there. I said, I think I can bring this back. I think I can do this in America. So when I came back in 2004, I designed the logo. True Warrior Fitness was born. And in that branding, I think everything encompassed that. I was working as an interactive media strategist for Nissan and Infiniti. All it was is branding, branding, branding in my head all day. They spoke a lot about, we're not selling products, we're selling emotions. That's what they talked about all the time at Nissan. So I came from that, came back from Thailand. I was like, I'm not doing that anymore. So then I was like, how do I change people? How do I use that branding? That's how I ended up teaching Muay Thai. Why did I end up fighting so much? Because I didn't want to teach this without going, hey, look, I've done it. I don't enjoy fighting. I don't want to fight. I got a lot of injuries from it. But the idea was, is like, hey, if I want to teach this, if I want to have a school like this, I'm going to have all my students go, my instructor's done it. So why I got into Muay Thai was because I wanted to do something new. Never been in a street fight. Even today, I've never been in a street fight, a skirmish, a pushing match, nothing. Even to this day. And the idea is because I wanted to test myself. I wanted to win and be an athlete. So that's how I got into Muay Thai. I was in college, getting my business and psychology degree, flipping through the yellow pages, just trying to switch it up. So yeah, and that's how I got into Muay Thai and just wrote it out, never stopped. Cool?
What would you say has been the most challenging part of teaching Muay Thai?
The most challenging part of teaching Muay Thai?
Yes.
You know what? The most challenging part of teaching Muay Thai is understanding that my body is the tool. And with all the injuries that I have, hip, broken bones, 5 broken ribs, hip surgery, 2 hand surgeries, shin surgery, nasal surgery, that makes sense? A lot of the stuff that just hurt, aches and pains. The hardest thing as a teacher is probably getting up at 6 a.m. or 5:30 and going, I'm holding pads, I'm grappling with somebody today, I'm gonna make myself better. Or waking up every Friday, no matter how I'm feeling, going, I got a client, this is the highlight of his week. I notice how he likes to finish his Fridays. I'm showing up and doing it no matter what hurts. Sometimes I'm lucky enough to get, like right now, this is Janet. Janet's one of my fighters. Morgan's one of my fighters. This is the first time they met. But as a trainer now, I've learned to use my team. Janet's in here doing a one-on-one trying to get better. Morgan is a fighter and she's awesome. So now as a trainer, that challenge has forced me to go, hey, they're gonna get better faster. I get to coach without having to be in there, and then I get to walk the rest of the week. Does that make sense? So the biggest challenge for me right now is the same challenge I had as a fighter was really managing injury. And it's crazy to say that as a trainer, but managing injury is the biggest and hardest thing as a pro fighter. The fun part is getting up. The fun part is training. The fun part is sparring. The hard part is going, hey, I don't know if I should train through that or lay off. And that's the difference of laying off for 2 weeks or being out for 2 months. I'm the guy, nobody's at the top. So the hardest thing for me as a trainer and a fighter is nobody ever said slow down. Nobody ever said stop. Now, all these people know if I see them limping from across the room, I make them sit down. Right, Morgan? Good, all right, cool. So that's the idea. Now they have somebody to watch. Now the biggest challenge for me as a trainer and as a gym owner is keeping everybody safe. That makes sense. The teaching part, yeah, it's just getting up and doing it and doing the grind and really making every session. But as a gym owner, it's different because as a teacher and a trainer, as a gym owner, now I got to keep everybody safe. Now I got to watch all these bodies working as a unit, make sure they don't run into each other, make sure they're still getting enough for each other, and making sure they're still learning how to kill without hurting each other. That's the challenge. That makes sense? So within that challenge, that's it. So it's a lot of fun, and that's why I do it, because like these women right here, you can't say it. We've got 13 and 14 now and 50. All right, 51 maybe? Somewhere around there, all right? And these women right here are just what? Just trying to get better, trying to challenge themselves. The fundamental, the core of what we say is discover and develop the true warrior within. So what we're trying to do is, they might have discovered it already, but now, let's say I would say they both definitely discovered it. They both walked into a ring and said, I'll fight any woman in here, and they both won. Does that make sense? Now they're trying to develop it. Now they're trying to work together because they're both at different levels in their journey. Does that make sense? So that's where they're at now. As a gym owner, I got to talk to you. I got to make sure that they don't hurt themselves. And then when some of the monkeys start getting on the floor, I got to watch them, make sure nobody hits the new poles because I wrapped them before. Does that make sense? So that's the biggest challenge as a trainer is watching all these moving parts and making sure nobody gets hurt. Because if I can't keep people safe in a self-defense gym, how can I teach people to be safe or keep them safe out here? This is the first place I have to keep them safe, which means somebody stepping on an ankle, which means somebody running into each other, which means somebody sparring too hard and somebody getting a bloody nose. We don't wear headgear here, which is different than most other gyms. I don't want you hitting your best friend or friends that hard. Does that make sense? I go to a gym called Wildcard in LA to train my boxing fight. They showed up in headgear. Everything was a fight. It was a fight every time. Where are we at on time?
11 minutes.
That's it? 11? All right, cool. Cut. That's it. So we got our first 10.